girls. So you see a lot of these kids on the bridge asking for money, and it's controversial what I'm about to say. Hello guys, and welcome to Skopje in Macedonia. And as you can see, I'm doing what Sammy does, usual stupid stuff. On top of this, let me just turn it around. Whatever you call the front of the ship. I mean, it's a little bit broken, but should be fine. And this is in the city center. Cool place. I mean, it's shaking a little for the move, but I thought I'll give you guys a tour of the city. Stand by, let me just get out of here first. Right. This ship is it's in a terrible state, but it's open for public to come in and I don't know, just enjoy the city, have nice views, that kind of stuff. Right. It's a beautiful evening. It's been raining today all day, and I did a tour of Mataka Caves. If you haven't seen that video, please have a look. It's amazing. Purpose of today's video is going to be, I'll be walking to the city center. We are in a city, but go to the city center, which is not too far from here. A couple of these bridges, and give you guys a bit of a walkthrough, walk and talk. See, I love how they have done, you know, so much here, but then someone so stupid, they call it graffiti. It's a vandalism. That's not graffiti. You know, like, there's a place for graffiti. I'm not against it. I love graffiti. I love when there's a message behind it, and the art, I respect it so much. I think it's a talent. But that's damaging your, you know, wealth. Whoever did it, it's not just one person. There are a few things. But anyway, don't get me started on that one, because there's always a group that ruins it for others. I mean, looking at this place, it's beautiful, it's amazing, and they're doing so much to the city, to not just promoting tourism, but also promoting their culture and history, which is rich. And then you have these idiots vandalizing it everywhere. Come on, guys. Oof. All right, Sammy, deep breath. Along this river, we have beautiful restaurants. I've walked through. That ship there is in a much better state than the one I was exploring, because this appears to me a restaurant, because there are people in there dining, drinking, all that kind of cool stuff. Can you hear the drums? We're going to be approaching them very soon. Last day in Skopje, and I'm leaving tomorrow, going to Tirana in Albania, which is, it's going to take me roughly 6-ish hours. I'm catching a bus in the morning. So as usual, there'll be more stuff coming up. I'm still on the very early stage of my Europe trip. Would love to see you in the rest of the videos. So if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now, so we can do these journeys together as a team. Skopje has definitely surprised me. I knew Macedonia was beautiful, and I knew Skopje was pretty, But coming here, it has taken me by a bit of surprise because it's underrated. The city is so pretty. It's got so much to offer that I wish that I had stayed here for a bit longer so I didn't have to rush it. Although I'm on a Europe trip where there isn't any timeline in particular, but I still have to plan a few things ahead in terms of flights, buses, trains, that kind of stuff. So I'm out tomorrow, but who knows, maybe I'll be back. For those who haven't seen my other videos, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating this again for the previous viewers, I just walked by this mobile SIM card company and I thought I'd just bring this into your attention. With the SIM card, if you buy a SIM card from a European country, it will work here, but it will use a lot of data. So you're better off buying a separate SIM card for Balkan countries. Won't go into too much details because I think that's good enough information so you don't be Sammy and run out of the data. I was there, not on the top where the cross is, on the hill, halfway up there. Survived the lightning strike. That was stupid of me, but it was fun. I'm glad I did it. As I was on the top of this metal tower, I had a lightning strike, a few, and I was like, whoa, that's close. That was scary for like 2 seconds. So they're doing this, the city centre, they've done a lot more job than what it used to look like, what I've been told. That the government is trying to just bring the culture and the history out and put it out for the world, which I think is a great idea. There's a lot of construction happening, and this place in particular, it's going to look even more prettier once everything is done. As you can see, the vibe is here. The vibe is here. That's more important than anything. A lot of statues. A lot of statues. Like, there's one behind it. There's 3 you can see from here. What a place. I mean, you can venture out to those little streets and explore more. If you go further out, that's like a city center, like markets and shops. We're not going to do that because I really want to show you guys this side of it, which I think is really pretty. We'll cross this bridge over. I did make another video yesterday, but that was, by the time I did that, it was dark. So this is just going to be a different version of it. Just a bit more light than yesterday. Let's continue with our journey. I'll tell you something funny. As I said, I was here yesterday. And you know, when you're first in the city, you're still exploring, you're still trying to get your head around. I made this presumption. And then once I realized, I'm like, come on, Sammy, you're being silly. So it's gonna come out in a very short time, so stand by for that. Cool kids of Skopje. Right. Ready for this one? So let me just move here. Does anyone think it looks like the person with the red head or whatever is has just thrown the person in. But I think it's more like the first person dived in, the second person's diving after. But when I saw it first, I'm like, wow, that's a bit graphic. Why would you put that in? But of course, it's one person just dived in and the second one's next in the line. Sammy's stupid imaginations. Look at this city. This is so pretty. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I fell in love with this city. I did not think Skopje this. If you ask me what I thought about it, I don't know. I just thought it's just not this. It's hard to explain or say anything that what I thought it would look like. But it's just got a charm. It's got something about it. It feels safe. It feels warm, not as a temperature, but as in, you know, like home. But that's what they say about Balkans. It's very, very welcoming. So is the rest of the world, but it's my first time in Europe, so it's probably that's why I'm just getting a different vibe. I don't know why I'm showing you this statue, but it's here. All right, we'll continue. Girls. So you see a lot of these kids on the bridge asking for money. And it's controversial what I'm about to say. Some people are going to be like, come on, Sam, that's harsh. But what I have been told by the locals, the person I bought a tour from, he specifically said to me, he said, don't give money to these people because now I don't know how correct this person is. But he seems like a nice guy. I don't think he had any reason to lie. Like, it's got probably nothing to do with all these kids. And he said they are actually forced to beg money because the parents have been they're alcoholic or drinking or into substance abuse. So they collect the money and give it to them. I don't know how true that is. Either way, it's sad. It's sad. Like, you give them money or you don't give them money. What do you do? Like, it's, and this is what I always say. I love traveling, but seeing things like this, it just breaks my heart. Doesn't matter which country I go to. It could be back home in Australia. Like, I'm not saying everyone back there is rich and sorted. I don't know. It's just sad. No one should be begging for anything. That's my opinion. Anyway, let's not make this video into a sad story. How pretty is this? The details of these sculptures and the size of them, it's amazing. You know, it's so much in detail. Everything, you know, looking at tiny details to everything in general. This is amazing. All right, moving on. I did make a video yesterday of the walkthrough of the markets, but I'll do it again anyways for the people who haven't seen that one. It's actually quite an interesting market. More like bars, pubs. Of course, they got souvenirs, restaurants, that kind of stuff. But it's pretty to look at. It's not the biggest market, but it's certainly the prettiest I've seen in Macedonia. Not that I've traveled much here, but so far it's pretty cool. A lot of these kind of dogs lying around, but luckily they all got tags on the ear. If you can see the yellow thing, you'll see a lot of these dogs. Not a lot, but there are a few. And to me, they do look in good health from what I can see physically, which is good. And the tagged means they are, of course, they're accounted for. So that's good. I mean, the world can't be perfect, but as much as we can try to make it better, that all it counts, in my opinion. So the street goes that way, and the street goes that way, and this street is my favorite because it's craft beer street. Do you know what I give you? Hachiko. He was, I saw him yesterday. He was on the other side of the bridge. I call him Hachiko because, look, he's a Hachiko dog. Hachiko. Hachiko. He's ignoring me. A good looking boy. You know, one thing I found about the dogs here, I can't resist but pat them. They're pretty cool. It's almost like they're just relaxed, and it's almost like they're missing that affection. They don't resist or anything, which is a good sign. Oh, guys, this street is pretty empty, but maybe it's it's Monday evening. Perhaps it's different on the weekend. And you can find this kind of little cute nooks. Well, do you know what I'll do? I'll just go around. Should I have a beer? Do you know what? I'm gonna have a beer. Nothing much is happening on that side. There's a bit happening on this side. It's time for a beer.